you one of your key themes that you always mention, and I've noticed when we talked, one-on-one, is that you feel really passionate about motivating people to learn
Yes.
languages. Can you talk a little bit? Why do you feel this importance to motivate people in with languages in particular? Because I have my motives, my reasons, and I love that you're so inspired, like I am in a sense, and I would love to hear your perspective about that.
Why I became so inspired, right?
No,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Why do you think it's so important for you to inspire other people,
Or to
but
inspire other people.
specifically by
Yeah.
language?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. Yeah, I get you.
No worries.
It's a long day, but yeah, why is it so important to inspire other people? Well, you use the word inspiration very well, because like I would, when I look at my channel, the word inspiration is more uh, it's inspiration, not really education. Like it's more.
Mm.
I try to make content which is like, yeah, sort of unique. Like which is yeah, for example, these prank videos with a hat
Yeah,
like that. I think when
inspiration through entertainment, it seems like you're
yeah.
entertaining people,
Mhm.
making them enjoy themselves, but at the same time, you're inspiring.
Yeah, yes, like it's a sort of like paradox, this, because like I'm basically want to show how fun language learning is, and to not take it too seriously, but at the same time I take it really seriously. It's a sort of paradox, because I put a lot of time in language learning, like 25 hours per week, but at the same time I laugh about my mistakes, and I don't feel embarrassed when I'm awkward, So I've a little bit like this reputation of like an awkward guy who doesn't care so much. Well, I mean, if you are not afraid to make mistakes, and you make many mistakes, but at the same time you're reviewing your mistakes and learning from that, as long as you are doing that, it will help you a lot. So it's better
Right.
to make more mistakes at the beginning, and to realize which those mistakes are, or you could even ask a native speaker, than when you would be too afraid to make them. Why? And you're avoiding things. So in that way, I want to inspire people. I want to inspire people to not be afraid to talk to strangers or to people, because they're human as well. They also have hearts. They will understand that that's not your mother tongue. They will try their best to help you. All right. And
Hmm.
that's also what I want to tell to actually, I want to say something positive. Like there have been indeed some people who criticize me, but even in the comments of people who are criticizing me, there are still helpful things. There's still things which
Mm.
people say, even when it doesn't sound so nice. If they would still mention my mistakes, or telling me something, like, I mean, I think like, as long you can filter, as long you can see like, okay, this is what I can use, this is what I cannot use, you can develop yourself a lot. So that's why I think it's also good to well, to listen to people who maybe
Right.
sound so nice, because compliments are nice. Most people like compliments more than chocolate, right? But finally you become fat, right? Sorry to say. Yeah.
Exactly.
But like, to compare it like that. So if people don't give you a lot of compliments, but they criticize you a lot, it's a sort of boot camp. It makes you harder, it makes you
It's
tough.
language boot camp. Nice.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
that was
yeah.
a great kind of way that you related everything because if one thing language learning does is it humbles you because even when you speak a
Yeah.
language to an advanced level, like you'll say something that maybe just like what's that, and you'll be corrected or your friend will correct you, and you just like immediately like, ooh, okay, well, it lets you know that, well, I'm
Yeah,
human.
but there
It's
people, will also just tell me like, "Yo, Wouter, I just don't like you," and I'm like, "Yeah, I mean that happens, but I mean like, if I look at what they're saying and why, I can learn something about it." And I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm changing my personality or whatever, but I mean, it's always good to have a look at different perspectives, and sometimes you can learn more from people who are far away from you than people who are very close to you. And that sounds weird,
mm,
but to give an example, there are people who take language learning very seriously. They want to know everything. They even want to know how a word has been existed. If they, for example, if there's like an
the
article,
origin.
it's like an exception. They want to know why, what happened, why is it an exception, stuff like that. and that's really different than my approach, because I
Mine
don't go
too.
so deep. I'm just like, okay, it's a different article, it's an exception, that's it. But
Right.
those who take it so like serious on a higher level, they also bring me on a higher level. You know what I mean? So people were,
Right.
how do you say it? Like, I think that there are people who are have way higher levels than me. They inspire me a lot, you know, and
Right.
also people who criticize me a lot can also inspire me a lot. So I think it's good to realize that receiving different feedback is not a bad thing. You know, everything is relative. That's how I see it. Yeah.
You never feel a little bit down because you get some harsh comments, or are you able to kind of like block things easily?
Well, it depends. You know, like if something is really well, as I said, if something is someone is criticizing me, you know, like well, it's okay. I told you, but yeah, sometimes things are going way too far. You know, like
Right.
if someone's really getting something out of the context, or well, then it's, well, I would not feel down maybe, but it's more like you should not use everything. You know, you also need to have a sort of helicopter view. Like if someone is saying like, I think that you just know 3 phrases in Spanish, like, I mean, then I'm like, if you think that, well, call me then. You know, like
Right.
that. Then it's more a little bit like, it's also very easy to write something about someone if you don't know that person. And I think it's better if people connect to each other and show respect to each other, and
Yes.
also respect that we all have different goals, you know. And yeah, as I also
Right.
for people, you know. So I think it's about respect, and we should understand that we have all different goals, all different motives, and that the language learning community is full of different people with different personalities, and I'm happy with that, because these people are
Right.
bring that they could inspire each other. They can inspire each other a lot, and that's already happening, you know. Because if I look at how many people I have around me, how many beautiful people, I'm very happy with that. Yeah.
And let me ask you, how do you think of your videos? 'Cause I think you have like probably the funnest videos or ideas in the language learning community. You know, I think my favorite video of all time, like language ideas, when you had the I will pay you €5 if I can't speak your language. That's
Yeah.
such an epic series, Walter. You got to bring that back because people get really excited. They come to you and
Yeah.
they speak their language, and a lot of the times you know the language, or maybe you don't, but you're really interested, and like it's just so it's really fun. Where do you come up with these ideas?
Well, the most funny thing